Okay, y'all. So with all of this talk that I've been doing lately about like my lack of relationship with my mother, I decided to reread The Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. And I wanted to share something. I'm probably going to make this like a little book club series kind of thing. If you don't like it, just scroll. But something kind of hit me. So there's a section in chapter 1 that's called How Children Cope with Emotional Loneliness. And the very first line of this paragraph says, emotional loneliness is so distressing that a child who experiences it will do whatever is necessary to make some kind of connection with the parent. These children may learn to put other people's needs first as the price of admission to a relationship. Instead of expecting others to provide support or show interest in them, they may take on the role of helping others, convincing everyone that they have few emotional needs of their own. Unfortunately, this tends to create even more loneliness since covering up your deepest needs prevents genuine connection with others. It says, lacking adequate parental support or connection, many emotionally deprived children are eager to leave childhood behind. They perceive that the best solution is to grow up quickly and become self-sufficient. These children become competent beyond their years, but lonely at their core. They often jump into adulthood prematurely, getting jobs as soon as they can, becoming sexually active, marrying early, or even joining the service. It's as though they're saying, since I'm already taking care of myself, I might as well go ahead and get the benefits of growing up fast. They look forward to adulthood, believing it offers freedom and a chance to belong. Sadly, in their rush to leave home, they may end up marrying the wrong person, tolerating exploitation, or staying at a job that takes more than it gives. They often settle for emotional loneliness in their relationships because it feels normal to them, like their early home life. Okay, so I'm going to start from the first sentence and kind of break down what I'm feeling and reference things. So the first part that says emotional loneliness is so distressing to a child. It's so distressing that a child who experiences it will do whatever is necessary to make some kind of connection with the parent. You know how guys used to always tell you, you know how I told you guys, like I used to always perform. I felt like I had to perform for my mother's acceptance. So that looked like being a perfectionist. That looked like going to school for all of these years, not knowing what I wanted to go to college for, but knowing I wanted to go to cosmetology school. But spending 2 years at a community college because that's what she wanted me to do. It wasn't what I wanted to do. Agreeing to go to law school, even though I didn't get that far, but agreeing to go to law school because she had been telling me ever since I was a child, oh, you should be a lawyer. I did so many things to feel loved and accepted by her, and it was never enough. And that translated into me doing that in my adult life. It also says here, these children may learn to put other people's needs first as a price of admission to a relationship. You guys. I'm going to use my last relationship because it's the most recent that I can pull from. But the majority, I want to say the first 5 years of that relationship was me being uncomfortable for him and everybody attached to him to be comfortable. So for me, that looked like I don't do company, but his family members were at my house every weekend. That looked like me telling him that I don't do company and I don't do sleepovers. But if one of his friends was too drunk to drive home, I'd wake up and it'd be somebody on my couch. That looked like us talking about the fact that we weren't going to move anybody in. But I looked up one day and his brother is living there with us. And I don't have any issue with his brother, but it was never even a conversation that was had with me. He had the conversation with his mother. His mother determined that that'd be a great idea. And now there's an extra body in my house. So that looked like also, in a way, giving up my comfort and autonomy because I was trying to keep the peace to save a relationship that should have never even been in the first place. That looked like accepting infidelity to have somebody around for years and hoping that they would do better, and they never did. Another part says, instead of expecting others to provide support or show interest in them, they may take on the role of helping others, convincing everyone that they have few emotional needs of their own. I used to self-sacrifice so much There's a million and one situations where I can tell you that everything in my body said no, but I would verbally say yes because I didn't want anybody upset with me. I didn't want to lose people. I definitely was like the cool girl, the go with the flow girl, knowing that I was not okay with half of the things that I was acquiescing to. A big one for me was when it said lacking adequate parental support or connection. Many emotionally deprived children are eager to leave childhood behind. I was a parentified oldest daughter, so I remember like when I was younger and I would do clients' hair. I would always be told, "Oh, you're so mature, you're so mature," and I used to have this joke where I'd be like, it's trauma." But it's true. Like it says here, since I'm already taking care of myself, I might as well go ahead and get the benefits of growing up fast. So like um, connecting with people that were older than me. I always had older friends. Um, I've only probably dated maybe 3 people that were my same age. There was a part of me that was almost also looking to be saved, I think. Like I was always looking for a savior per se. And that got me into some really abusive and dangerous situations, to be honest with you. Getting jobs as soon as they can. I've been doing hair since I was 9. Hair has saved my life. Hair has been the thing that has kept me fed on a lot of occasions. Marrying early. The first time I got married, I was 24. And I used that marriage to gaslight myself into staying in that situation, and that didn't go well for me either. Even with my son, I had my first son at 23, and I don't regret or resent having him at all, but I was talking to one of my clients yesterday about it, and I realized that I had my baby because I needed something to love. Like I needed something that I knew, or someone that I knew was going to love me unconditionally, and that it wasn't going to be an abusive situation. It wasn't going to be any switch ups. It wasn't going to be any of that. Now, I've done the work and I've healed, and I do not make my son emotionally responsible for me, but I needed to feel a love that no one ever gave me, if that makes sense. And so it says, sadly, in their rush to leave home, they'll end up marrying the wrong person, which I did, tolerating exploitation, which I did, and staying with a job that takes more than it gives. Like, it wasn't until I really, truly sat with myself and understood my worth that I could leave a lot of situations that were no longer for me. So I'll come back with some more, but that's where I'm at right now.